Most of us Nintendo fans have been expecting a Nintendo Direct to drop in January of 2019, but we're halfway through the month and nothing's been announced yet. Although, with the recent announcements on Nintendo's official Twitter, I have a theory as to why we haven't heard anything. It's time to move over 2018. It is a new, bigger, and better year. 2019 is here, which means a whole nother year of delicious, wonderful, dare I say, sexy Nintendo goodness. And we all know our favorite backward-ass Japanese game company is going to deliver that goodness in the form of the Nintendo Direct. Jumping into the new year, most of us have been expecting Nintendo to drop their first Direct of the year in January, like they have previously years before. We had a Direct Mini in 2018, but we still got something. 2019 might not be the case. We're halfway through the month, and there's nothing that's been said quite yet about a Nintendo Direct. There was a rumor flying across Twitter, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know I retweeted it, because I didn't proofread the tweet. Leave me alone, I was excited. But since that false alarm, we've seen a few tweets from Nintendo that make me think we're not going to get a Direct in January of 2019 at all, and we're only going to get it in February. Although the caveat to that being, I think it's going to be a bigger Direct than we're all expecting it to be. Personally, for me, 95% of the time when there's a Nintendo Direct coming up, I go into it with lower expectations rather than higher expectations. Gotta keep in mind the realism of what can be announced in one single video. A lot of people go into these with just huge expectations, like, what? We're getting a new Kingdom Hearts game with Mario and Sonic and Master Chief from Halo! It's gonna be sweet! Like, that's probably not gonna happen. I don't know how to break it to you. How sick would that be, though? Damn, I'd play that. Recently, on the official Nintendo Twitter account, they've announced the 2 new games coming to Nintendo Switch Online as part of the NES package you get with it, being Blaster Master and The Legend of Zelda Adventure of Link. And I mean, it's one thing to announce a few NES games coming to Switch Online. That's not really a big deal that warrants me thinking we're not gonna get a Direct this month. But on top of that, Nintendo has dropped the official Story Mode trailer and release date for the new Yoshi's Crafted World game. And may I just say, this game looks super cute. I'm not overly excited about it, personally. I feel the same way about it as I felt about Kirby's Star Allies. It's just gonna be a kid's game, you know? You breeze through it in like 5 hours, and that's what you get. Yoshi's never been a series that's overly ambitious in its gameplay, but, you know, it'll be a cute 5 hours that I will pay retail for, but don't want to pay retail for. I have a sickness, and I know you do too, don't give me those judgmental eyes. And on top of the Yoshi's Crafted World release date and story mode trailer, Nintendo also announced a new Kirby game for 3DS. I think it's a new Kirby game, or maybe it's an expansion to Kirby's Epic Yarn. I don't know, what was it called? Kirby's Ultra Extra Amazingly Epic Yarn Fest 2019? I don't know. It's another Kirby game on 3DS. These are all announcements that I would have expected in a January 2019 Direct. Going into 2019 back in December, I had low expectations. I was also thinking we'd get our 2019 Direct, which would kind of be a slow start to the year, maybe one new reveal, and then mostly covering stuff we've already seen. But because they've gone this route, with announcing these things on Twitter and their YouTube channel without any formal Direct presentation whatsoever, this gives me the impression that the February Direct that I think we're going to get is going to be more focused on stuff we haven't seen before, rather than elaborating on some stuff that we have. Keep in mind, this is all just in good fun. I love trying to predict what Nintendo's going to do, because let's be real here, who the hell ever knows what Nintendo is gonna do. These are my predictions for the Nintendo Direct for February of 2019. I'm gonna open this up with the 2 things I think we're not gonna hear about, being the new Pokémon game that has been confirmed, and that's it, we know nothing else about it, as well as Metroid Prime 4. As much as I would love to see a teaser for the new Pokemon games, or a name drop, or actual gameplay of Metroid Prime 4, those are 2 big announcements that I think they're gonna hold off on until later in the year. I do, however, think we're gonna get another port from the Wii U, and either a new game and an enhanced port from the Wii U. A lot of people are super conflicted on this topic. Should they leave the Wii U games on the Wii U and focus on new titles that people haven't played before, or is it good to port these games over because the Wii U was a failure and so many people didn't get to play them? I myself didn't play a single Wii U game. I never owned the console, so I I don't mind these ports, but I do think Nintendo should be doing the ports a little more sparingly. I would prefer a couple newer titles and then have the ports thrown out there a little bit more spaced apart. Think about it, we already have the vast majority of the Wii U's first-party lineup on the Switch, omitting just a couple titles. And so many of the titles we have got ported to the Switch, I was not expecting. Like, we've got Mario Kart 8, Pokken Tournament, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, Hyrule Warriors. They've ported over the whole damn library. But for some unexplainable reason, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo's done this just so they can point at us and laugh, they have not ported over the one game I would have expected them to do day one. Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker is easily one of the coolest games Nintendo has released in recent years, and it's such a shame that it's been rotting on the Wii U, where so many people are missing out on it. It would be perfect on the Switch, and I don't understand. It's like the Virtual Console, man. Like, this is just an obvious no-brainer thing to do that Nintendo, for whatever reason, doesn't want to do. The only reason I'm thinking Nintendo wouldn't port over Mario Maker in the early stages of the Switch is because they wanted to make a Super Mario Maker 2, or Super Mario Maker Deluxe, or some kind of enhanced version of the first game, whether that be a sequel or like a deluxe port like your Mario Kart Deluxe. So I'm fully expecting Nintendo to drop the announcement for this new Mario Maker game in the February Direct, scheduled for probably a summer, July-ish release. I imagine the game will be very similar to the first game, just with a few new modes, new customization, new skins, basic stuff like that, just to expand the product a little bit. After that, we're gonna get an announcement for a port of Pikmin 3 from the Wii U to the Switch, probably gonna drop in August, September sometime. And I'm sure this is gonna shock many people because of the whole Pikmin 4 debacle. If you don't know about that, Miyamoto basically confirmed the game was practically done back in 2015, and here we are, 2019, and there's no Pikmin 4. Sorry. Sucks to suck, I guess. And it'll be even more baffling because after they announce this port, they're not going to say a single thing about Pikmin 4. They're not going to acknowledge it or anything. Following that, I imagine they're going to touch on the new Fire Emblem Three Houses game with an April-May release date, somewhere around that, followed by the two new NES games coming to Switch Online, which obviously are going to be Little Samson and Red Dead Redemption 2. This will also be the Direct where we get a bunch of information on the new Luigi's Mansion 3 game. We all saw in the trailer that it looks like it's taking place in a hotel. There's been a lot of speculation on it. We're gonna get an official trailer for the thing that goes in depth on how the game works, and then probably get a release date for it. Maybe. I'm not quite sure on that one. Regardless, we're gonna get more information and footage of the game in the Direct. Also, a new Smash character reveal. And I'm calling it right now, it's gonna be Banjo-Kazooie. There is no way that they are not putting Banjo-Kazooie in the new Smash game. Everybody wants it. Phil Spencer tweeted out, yes, Banjo-Kazooie would be awesome in Smash. Like, come on, Nintendo. Or Rayman, I'd be okay with either of those. I've shared my opinions on who I think the Smash DLC characters will be before, 3 of them being Crash Bandicoot, Rayman, and Banjo-Kazooie, and I honestly think there is a good chance that we will get all 3 of those in the next year as the DLC fighters. Rayman being the one I'm a little uneasy about, because he is already an assist trophy, or a spirit rather, sorry, in the game, so I don't know about that one, but Crash Bandicoot and Banjo, I feel pretty confident we're actually gonna get those 2, and that would be mint. They're probably gonna touch one more time on Yoshi's Crafted World, since this is gonna be the last month before it gets released. Give us a little bit more gameplay, just those last few details they'll want to share with us. And then, after that, we're gonna hear more on the new Animal Crossing game. We've seen both Mario and Zelda get huge makeovers on the Switch. Mario Odyssey, easily one of the most ambitious 3D Mario games we have ever seen. Breath of the Wild, without a doubt, one of the biggest, most ambitious, different Zelda games we've seen in ever. Unfortunately, I think Animal Crossing, it's not gonna get quite the same treatment. I imagine the game is gonna play very similar to every other Animal Crossing game that there's been, but I feel they're gonna go in the direction that instead of just kind of customizing your house with limited town customization, they're gonna make your whole town customizable to you. You know Animal Crossing, you buy furniture for your house and you can make it look as decorative how you want, you can give it the look you want to give it, but in terms of your town, everything you do to customize your town is always kind of scripted. Flowers, sure, you can plant those anywhere, make it look as pretty as you want, but in terms of buying things to put in your town, that's never really been a concept before. So I think with the new Animal Crossing game, that's the direction they're gonna take. So you can go buy outdoor furniture and decorate your town exactly how you want it to look, instead of having to be a kinda scripted look that you can only do so much with. I think they'll go the extra mile and kind of make it like The Sims in that way. You know, if you want to go put a sectional couch on the beach, why not? But I have no idea what they're gonna call the game. Animal Crossing Tycoon 5. I don't know. And to end the direct, here's my big, stupid, wild prediction that I would love to see happen, but it's probably not gonna happen. We all know that Retro Studios, the makers of Metroid Prime, they've been working on a game for years now, and we have no idea what this game is. We've recently found out that it's not Metroid Prime 4, so now people are just real curious on what they could be making. Is it a new IP? Are they taking a different Nintendo IP and giving it the Metroid Prime treatment? There's so much speculation. I've always thought this would be super cool, and I'm hoping somebody out there has thought of it too, because I just think it would be sick. Did you ever play the original Star Wars Battlefront 1 or Star Wars Battlefront 2? I'm not talking about the new console Xbox One, no, I'm talking about the Xbox original and PS2 versions of Star Wars Battlefront. Now how cool would it be if we took that idea and made Star Fox Battlefront? The original 2 Star Wars Battlefront games were awesome and some of my favorite third-person shooters of all time. If they took that concept and put a Star Fox skin on it, I think that would be the coolest thing in the world. If you ever played Galactic Conquest in that game, you know how fun it was. You're flying through space, doing barrel rolls, getting in dogfights, trying to take out your best friend's ship because he's the Empire, and what can I say? Pfft, the Empire. You can take down the enemy's ship from the outside by taking out their communications tower, their relay tower, their defenses, or you can just be a dope-ass Metal Gear Solid ninja, sneak into their ship and destroy it from the inside. This was the funnest thing ever. And that was only half the charm of the game. Getting on the ground, being on foot, was so much fun. Exploring the planets of the Star Wars universe, taking out the Empire or the Rebels, whatever side you were on. If you took this formula and made it half airborne battles, a half on the ground shooting, getting vehicle type missions, it would be so much fun. They sort of did this with Star Fox Assault on the GameCube. You had your mix of airborne battles and then on foot missions where you played as Fox. It felt like a very lukewarm idea, and the game was quite short. I think it was only like an 8-hour game in total, if that. And they just didn't flesh it out in the way they could. The controls felt kind of clunky. If they took that formula and expanded on it a lot more, it could make for such a fun game and really boost Star Fox from just being Star Fox 64. That's the one people remember, that's the one people care about, which was basically just a tech demo, really. A fun tech demo, mind you. But if they expanded on that idea and made it, really gave it the time and effort that it deserves, it could be such a... it could be awesome! I'm clearly very passionate about this. I think it'd be super cool. I loved the Battlefront games, and I'm sad they don't make them like that anymore. So seeing another franchise, a Nintendo franchise that I love, that doesn't seem to get enough attention, take that leap and go in that direction would be the coolest thing in the world. It's probably not gonna get announced. That's probably not what Retro Studios is working on. I recognize that. Chances are they're not even making a Star Fox game, but how cool would that be if that was a thing? Maybe one day I'll make a more in-depth video of how I picture that game playing out, but I don't know. I think that'd be sweet. Overall, I think it'll be a bigger direct. We're gonna get information on stuff that we really do want to hear about, rather than some other smaller stuff that we don't care about. That's at least what I'm thinking and what I'm picking up from what's been going on in the social media world of Nintendo lately. But I'd love to know what you think it's gonna be. Do you think we're actually gonna get it in January, or will they hold off until February for the direct, or even March? Who knows? Are we even gonna get a direct this year? Maybe that's a thing of the past. We're gonna get every announcement at E3. Who knows? As always, leave your comments, thoughts, opinions, and predictions below. I would love to hear them. Love to hear what you think is going to happen in the February direct, and I will see you guys in the next video sometime this week. Subscribe if you haven't. I hear that'd be a pretty dope idea. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Later days.